Fire department, too many white people over there. Too many white people. Because one thing people don't want if they're having a heart attack and an ambulance comes out, they don't just want white people. You got a bunch of white people in there because that's who's been signing up. We need a bunch of women. I saw the new fire chief interviewed on one of the local news stations night before last. They asked him what his big plans were. He hadn't been here long enough to figure out what Buc-ee's is. And you know what he gives is what he's going to do? Increase female recruitment. Well, by God, that's a great idea. Because when I look at the Houston Fire Department, the only thing I ever think to myself is they just don't have enough women. Now, we could improve the department if we had more women. You know why? Me neither. I don't ever think to myself, if I had a heart attack right now, because I get pretty riled up, I wonder if they're going to send out enough women. I wonder if they're just going to send men. I don't ever think to myself, wonder how long it'll take them to get here. Wonder if they'll have the equipment to take care of me. Wonder if they'll be able to get me to a hospital fast enough. Wonder if they'll be trained in life-saving techniques. I don't think about stuff like that. That's stupid. That's so last century. I think to myself, will they send enough women? And it worries me because they don't have many women that apply, so therefore they don't have many women. And I think to myself, well, then what? If you don't send enough women and you only send firefighters, how are you going to save my life? If you got to haul me out of a burning building, I don't want just men to do it. You need to make sure you've got more women in there. Well, that's a great idea, Chief Garrison. You're going to be one hell of a fire chief if you can accomplish that. Because when I drive by our fire stations, I do not feel safe today. I do not feel safe because we do not have enough women in our fire department because they haven't been applying in great enough numbers. Because, if you actually look at it, it stands to reason that you don't get exactly as many applicants for the fire department that are men that are women. You just don't. That's a reality. There are historically gender-based, sex-based self-selection for positions. It's only relatively recently that we had women firefighters. So in a department where people stay for an entire career, you wouldn't expect that once women start applying, that within 2 or 3 years, you're going to have the department half women. And in fact, women don't apply. And when they do and they're qualified, they get into the fire department. And it's just that simple. And if, in the case of Jane Draycott, they start claiming they were sexually harassed and N-words were written and steal stuff while they're on duty in uniform, then we treat them differently. Well, you think that's good for morale in the workplace? They have so demoralized the Houston Fire Department with their silly little political games. It is disgusting. It is despicable. And you know what's so sad? They're not doing this to a professional football team. They're doing it to an organization that matters to our lives, the Houston Fire Department. These are the people. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care what neighborhood you live in. I don't care how important you think you are. These are the people that in the middle of the night when you need it most, somebody sneaks in your house and shoots somebody, you have a heart attack, you have a stroke, this is who's going to come out. Firefighters don't fight fires. They drive ambulances and save lives. Over 80% of their calls are for health-related ambulance calls, not fires. Oh, you don't live in the city of Houston? Well, guess what? You either work in the city of Houston or go to sporting events in the city of Houston or go to festivals or something else, or you shop there. And there's a better than average chance that you're going to need a Houston Fire Department ambulance in the course of your life if you live in this region. And when you do, God help you. Because you won't get the best firefighter. You'll get a firefighter chosen by what's between their legs, not whether they were qualified, not whether they were next in line, not whether that was who the department thought would be best, but based purely on playing silly little political games, identity politics. It's the worst thing possible. I think what they need to do is leave the Houston Fire Department alone and go piss off and pester the Houston Texans. Because you know what aggravates me? There's no women. Not one. I checked. I called over today. The Houston Texans do not have one woman on their roster. And you know what else? They don't have enough Hispanics.
I could fix it in an hour.
They don't have enough Hispanics. I've also checked that. And I've checked position by position. throughout the NFL. And you know what? They don't have enough Hispanics.
I could fix it in an hour.
And they don't have enough women. In fact, they don't have any.
I could fix it in an hour.
Well, I don't know if our state senator has time or not, but I'm going to suggest he do. Because the NFL is run amok. Houston Fire Department is run amok. And what we need is a diversity consultant and a minority elected official to set them straight. Because it doesn't matter what kind of job you do. It matters what you show up with, what you were born with, and whether you're part of their select, self-afflicted, victimhood, demanding entitlement class. And then you get the job.
When I come down here to Texas, I was looking for something.
Michael Berry, czar of Texas radio.
Live free. Talk